One of the things that I probably do too often is talk my way out of business when I'm talking with a business owner or a business representative who's looking to either sue somebody or defend a case brought by an employee, and I want to talk about why. And I do this because at the beginning of talking with a potential client or even a client, I talk about what the economics look like. In other words, is it worth it to fight the case? How much are you going to pay in attorney's fees? What it's going to look like at the end? And is it worth it to resolve the case now by giving in to something that you really don't want to, or whether it's worth fighting, either because you just feel that strongly about it or because you need to send a message? And I've got an example of that recently where I have a client who received a demand for wages and then a lawsuit, and it's only a couple $1,000s. And I talked to the client and said, look, it may be worthwhile just paying them out because it's going to cost more to defend the case than it is if you just paid them whatever they wanted right now and be done with them. And if my client would have done that, it really wouldn't needed me other than to probably help them with a settlement agreement, which wouldn't have been that much money. But my client really felt strongly and really wanted to defend the case. So when this happens, we have these discussions because the most important thing for me is my clients understanding what's going on, what they can expect, and to be truthful and honest with them from the beginning. So that way, there's a level of trust that goes throughout the process. Because my goal is not to represent a company or a client once. I don't want them to have another situation. But if it does come up, I'd rather they come back to me because they had a great experience under the circumstances, of course. My name is Brian Pollock. My firm is a fair law firm, and we represent employees, workers, and businesses who don't get along and wind up either trying to avoid or in a dispute.